in the book of Romans, chapter 13. I appreciate y'all coming this morning up to the line. Hour and a half. Hour and a half, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming. Romans chapter 13. I'll begin reading at verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of our sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. I'm going to preach this morning. I'm awake. Awake. The word goes out this morning in the book of Romans chapter 13. He is speaking not to those who are lost and undone, but he is speaking to those who are believers in Christ Jesus. Now, we understand those who are lost, they are not asleep, they are dead. They don't need to be woken up, they need a resurrection. They need to be brought to life from a place of death. But he is speaking to those who in Christ Jesus are asleep, not the sleep of death as far as the natural death, but they have fallen into a state of a spiritual stupor. They have went to sleep. And he is making the statement that awake, for now it is time. It is high time. How about the issue of time this morning? You ever think about that much? You've got some people who, you hear these statements that we think you're squandering your time. You're wasting time. Some people try to make the most out of their time. All statements that we make and we talk to other individuals about, different things that we say as life, we go through life, but wasting time. But have you ever really thought about time and what it is? You realize that God is not constrained to time as we are. Time has a beginning. According to the Bible, it says, in the beginning, God. That lets me know that God existed before there was time. God existed outside of time because it is God who created time. Why is this important this morning? Because I want you to understand that the things that we do are bound within this thing that we call time that we live in. Now, as Jacob had said when he stood before Pharaoh, he said, 131 years have I lived, few and evil have been my days compared and have not attained to the days of those that came before me. So him living 131 years, he looks and he says, you know what, I've just had a few days. It's not been much time. We're bound by it. We live inside of it. We operate inside of time. But we talk about eternity, right? We're going to live for life, forever, right? That's right. Yes. Y'all work this. The intent when a person is born again, they live forever. Now, whether you're saved or whether you're lost, you will live forever. But it does make a difference in where you're going to live, because the soul is immortal. God created it to be immortal, to live throughout all eternity. But God, in His wisdom, He looks and He says, you know what? I'm going to encapsulate your life in something that I call time. In the beginning, God. God calls Himself, He says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I'm at the beginning of all things, and I will be at the end of all things. And that tells me that everything that we do is written in between into the plan of God. God has a plan for us. We can work with it or we can rebel against it. But why is it important? Because eternity, which will be outside of time, which will be dwelling with God in the new heaven and a new earth, our eternity is going to be defined by what we do in this short space of time that we are given. So understand, I think about it this way. My eternity, where I'm going to dwell for eternity, is based on a decision that I will make. Am I going to serve Christ? Am I going to be saved? Am I going to accept the redemption that He has given me? That is going to define my dwelling place in eternity. But now my rewards in eternity. Y'all realize that there are rewards. Everybody ain't done, folks, we don't just get participation awards. You can go back and you can look at the scripture and it bears it out in the different parables. The parable of the talents. He gave to one 2, one 1, another 5. That they go out and they work these talents. And they multiply these talents. And according as they work their talents, and according as they multiply their talents, then they receive reward at the end of the duration that their Lord has set for them. So it matters. What you do now matters. The term of eternal security, and I can just do what I want and live any way I want, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to get the same thing that you get. That's not the way it works. Because if that was the way it works, then the apostle in Romans would not be saying, you need to wake up. Because it would not matter. Time is significant because there are things that we ought to be about doing. He said, now it is high time. Meaning it's past time. It's time to wake up. It's time to move. It's time to live. It's time to act. Amen. Not to sit back, to rise up from our sleep. He's saying it's time to awake. Now, if you are awake now, that means before you were what? I know that wasn't hard, but we got an answer on that one. You were asleep. You know how sleep used to be called, they used to call it a little death. When a person is dead, they are insensible. They don't respond to things around about them. You ever heard somebody, they go to sleep and you say they're dead to the world? Some of your wives talk about you just like that. You know it's true. You're dead to the world. You could come to the house beating on pots and pans. There wouldn't be a bit of attention because they have fallen into such a deep sleep. Now, a person who sleeps, obviously, they're not aware of things around about them. Science tells us that subconsciously we recognize what is going on. Subconsciously. But when it's in my subconscious, I do not act upon it. I might have some awareness to things going on, depending on what state of sleep I'm in. But I'm not going to act on what is transpiring around about me. Now, a person, and in this case, we are talking about a spiritual slumber. You enter into slumber, you realize there are things going on around about you, but you are not reacting to them. Amen. This is important. Why? Because there are people around about you who are dying. People around about you who are on their way to hell. People around about you who are reaching out for help and who are in need and are in despair. And they are being overwhelmed by the world and the tide of the spirits of this world that want to consume them and destroy them. And instead of throwing them a life preserver to try to reach out and drag them back, well, we understand that they're there, but because we have fallen into a sleep, they do not take importance. You ever had your husband or wife come there, hey, I need you to wake up. You're going to wake your kids up, hey, you need to wake up. And they roll over. Then you shake them, you wake them up. Yeah. I need you to come on in there. Okay. And they fall back asleep. I can tell some of you now. You tell them yourselves. Okay? But we deal with this. But, we can laugh about it now, but when it gets to a spiritual point that we are right now, and God is telling us, you need to wake up. You need to arouse yourself. You need to move up. He's telling us that there is a work to do. There is something that needs to be performed. That there are individuals who need to be reached. The church in this day. Because in many cases the church has fallen asleep and we wonder, where has our power gone? Where has the testimonies gone? Where has the power of God in our midst gone? Where's the deliverance gone? What has happened? The church has fallen into a state of slumber and has lost everything to their feet, so to speak. Look over, if you will, in Proverbs chapter 6. He goes on Proverbs chapter 6, in verse 4. Give not sleep to thine eyes, nor slumber to thine eyelids. Verse 9 and 10. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. Verse 11. So shall thy poverty come as one that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man. The admonition is that when we sleep, we're not doing anything. When we sleep, we're not accomplishing anything. Y'all know, I understand naturally we need rest. But spiritually, it's not a time to rest. Spiritually, it's a time to rise up. He said the night is far spent. The day is at hand. He's urging us, he's telling us with urgency that we need to be prepared to move and move now. Now is not the time to rest and to slumber. We have lost so many things because the church has fallen asleep. We have lost, if you will, from a political standpoint, many of our liberties have been lost. We have entered into a place where now, according to the government or many governments, we are non-essential.
Yeah.
That should have been a wake-up call, some folks. Yes. You're non-essential. They view church, and I hate to say this, but many times the church views church, it's a hobby. It's a social club. It's a place where we just assemble together, and if we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. I'll catch it the next time around. This is the way we treat our relationship with the Creator of the universe. We do not understand the gravity of the relationship that we are in, nor the gravity of the responsibility that has been placed upon us, because we are the light of the world, to reach out to a lost and a dying world, to reach out and to comfort one another, and to lift one another, and to do the work that God has set us on earth to do. Go forth and preach the gospel throughout this world. Make disciples of all men. Yes. That is the calling that God has placed upon His church. In over 2,000 years, it has not changed, nor will it change until Jesus calls us home again. But what are we doing in the time that God has given us? Many have fallen asleep. We entered into a place of slumber. We have become insensible. When we enter into that state, we don't really care about things around us. We are occupied with what is going on with us. Asleep. Man, I'm tired. I don't care what's going on. I look at them and tell them that unless the house is on fire, somebody's bleeding, don't bother me. But spiritually, we have entered into that state. How can I tell this? Because I look at the sad condition that many churches are in. What is that condition? What are you talking about? We've entered into a place where we do not evangelize anymore. We are content. Understand, we are content to let people go to hell. Now if I approached you and said, are you content to let people go to hell? You would tell me no. Because that is the right answer. That's the pre-programmed answer. We know that's not the right answer to have. But yet our actions or lack of action speaks otherwise than what our mouth is saying. Amen? What are the actions that we take to reach out to the lost? What are the actions that we take to build one another up? What are the actions that we take to see the kingdom of God advanced? He says the kingdom of God is not only with you, but it is inside of you, church. We are advancing a kingdom. We are currently involved in warfare. And the Apostle Paul lets it be known. He said, look, you need to put on the whole armor of God. In this scripture, he says you need to put on the armor of light in contrast to the darkness of this world. Act as a beacon, to act as something to deflect the fiery darts of the wicked that would come against you. We ought to put ourselves inside the armor of God. It is something we choose to do by our life living and our actions and how we respond day by day to the Word of God and the Spirit of God. We put on the armor of God daily. Amen. And we rise up to fight. Has anybody been in the military? Been in the military? What happens if you sleep on duty? You sleep on duty, you fixing to have a bad day.
I can't really
but you would have a bad day. Needless to say, we understand this in a natural sense. That if we are fighting battles naturally, we want all our soldiers to go out and sleep on the front lines, right? You see how foolish this sounds. But the church, corporately, has entered into a state of slumber, and we wonder why we are losing battles. It's because the church has gone to sleep. Paul was dealing with it. The apostles were dealing with it. He's telling us here in Romans 13 to awake. People had already begun to go to sleep spiritually. You know, when you first get saved, it's easy. Man, you are on fire. You are moving. You are excited. You get out, you start out with something, and the adrenaline's pumping, and you're going, and you're excited. You playing sports, whatever. Man, you're happy. But as things begin to drag on, you start getting tired. Where is your excitement? You look out and everybody's wanting to stretch out on the bench. They're gasping for air. Somebody's done went to sleep under the shade tree. Folks, my wife read something to me the other day I want to share. It says, yesterday's home runs don't win today's games. What we did yesterday doesn't count for today. Today is a new day. Today is a new opportunity. Today is a new chance to move forward. We need to wake up out of the sleep that we have fallen into and to rise up in the life and the opportunity that Christ in the time that we have been given. Because our time on this world is finite. From the day you are born, you're headed toward death. You realize this. But we get caught up in monotony. We get caught up in paying the bills. We get caught up in the problems at the house. We get caught up on the job. And it becomes that droning that relaxes us and puts us asleep. Why do we need to rise up? He said, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Understand what he's saying. Our salvation is nearer than when we believed. Meaning, I knew it was there, but it's closer than what I expected. You driving down the road and you look out of your passenger side mirror and you see the little words that are stamped on it that said, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. It looked a long ways off until I hit the brakes. And then it was all over the back of me. You see, this is what the apostle was referring to. He said, our salvation is nearer than when we first believed. It is upon us. I'll tell you, what are we striving for? We are striving to make heaven our home. Now understand, we are saved individuals, but we are striving to make it across the finish line. We are striving that we will be worthy of that God has placed before us. And I know it's not by works, lest any man should boast, but the Bible says we are called to do good works. What is your good works? It is a sacrifice unto God. He said, present your body as living sacrifice unto God, wholly acceptable as is your reasonable service. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is a day-by-day institute. The fire was to be burned perpetually upon the altar. Why? So at any time a sacrifice could be made. At any time it was ready to receive. At any time justification could be given. Deliverance could be given. A sacrifice to God, it's always a good time to give. Amen. Yes. What are we giving God? What are we presenting to God as our sacrifice? Are we giving Him our best? Are we trying in our slumber, just just don't bother? A person who is fully awake, spiritually or physically, can make examination of what they are doing. They can make examination and can tell what it is that they are presenting. Our sacrifices to God should be the very best that we have to offer. Or are you giving him the best? Are you presenting him with the best that you have? He says, awake, awake. The urgency in it. Because now is our salvation near. Our opportunity is slipping away. Time is slipping away. Time is moving right by us. When the church still slumbers and the church still sleeps. And God is calling to his church, to his bride, I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up. Because the work goes undone. Proverbs chapter 6. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. Can I just lay down for a little bit? Can I relax for a little while? Can I take a nap? Especially, can I take a nap for just a little bit? You know what we used to always say? Sleep when you're dead. We got work to do. That's right. Amen. Spiritually, it applies. Sleep when you're dead. We've got work to do. God has not called us to sleep, to relax. He's called us, Peter, to be sober, to be vigilant. He's called us to put on the whole armor of God, to fight the good fight of faith, and to lay hold of eternal life. John, he speaks of John, he says, from the time of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Not physical violence, but spiritual violence or warfare in which we war right now. I want you to understand where we are at, that we need to be engaged day by day in a spiritual battle. You cannot do it. Sleep after you wake up. I appreciate God's grace that comes in and gently stirs us and nudges us to wake up. But what happens when God finally gets tired and looks at us? Remember his disciples. Jesus went up to pray. He said, can you not watch with me 1 hour? And he looked at them and he said, go on now. Continue to sleep. Take your rest. I pray that we never get to a place where God looks at us and he says, you know what? I can't depend on you anymore. Just go ahead and sleep. And while you were sleeping, the devil is coming and stealing everything that you have. This is the state in many places today. Yes. The call is to wake up, church. To rise up. When we awaken from a state of slumber, we're moving from one state to another. We're moving from one place to another. From sleep to an area of we're not aware to an area of where we can do something. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be used of God? Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Wake up. I used to wake up as a child and I would hear it come across the radio getting ready for school. And the thing, a little man would come across, he says, wake up, America. That's what the way it would come across. I remember waking up and that's what it is. Now we're hearing the words, wake up, church. It's time to move forward. It's time to get up. We are down into the lab. See, we were playing football, we're down in the red zone. Folks, I mean, we're down, we're into it right now. We're close. We're at the edge. We're at the verge. Things are coming to the end. We need a last final push to get across the line. But it's up to you, and it's up to me. What are you going to do with it? Amen? Would you stand? Would you bow your head this morning?